So recording this. Right, okay. So the exam for this year, for this unit. Ideally, so what this is this is a Viva. So this is a mini interview sort of thing. Okay, so it's an oral exam. It's you versus me, or rather, it's the two of us. Okay, I will have appointment slots for 15 minutes, but the thing itself rarely takes more than 5 to 7 minutes as a whole. Okay, I will give you 4 questions, which I will give you them to you now, so you will know what they are. Okay, and you'll need to prepare about them and answer them. And the 4 questions pertain completely to your coursework. So there's no additional studying to do as such. Okay, I'm not going to ask you, why do we use that particular scheme of QoS in that particular scenario. So it's not going to be something like that. It's mostly so that I see what kind of knowledge you gained out of doing the coursework and, of course, out of doing this unit and the coursework through it. All right. So how it works. The exam will take place on the 26th of January. So it's a Wednesday. On your timetables, you will see that there is an exam that lasts the entire day. This is simply because I've reserved the entire day out of your schedule so that I can have the ability to book individual appointments with you. And I will do this today and in the days to come. So this will happen via Zoom. I would have liked it to happen in person. However, some of you might not be able to attend. And because I want to have exactly the same exam conditions for everybody, I will run this via Zoom. I did it last year as well, and it worked perfectly fine. So there's going to be no problem with that. Now, I will send you a Google Calendar appointment. So you must accept that. So that way my calendar will fill up all of the slots with each student's student number and a specific Zoom appointment for everybody. Of course, that Zoom appointment, that link will be my private Zoom link. So it will be the same for everybody. Okay. But you'll have it available on Google Calendar, and you just click on it and go and start the exam. So this will just make things as easy as possible for you. So I'll send you an email, Google Calendar invitation, and you will accept it. You must join the Zoom meeting 5 minutes before your allocated time slot and wait in the waiting room. So I might be in with somebody else. If you go in the waiting room and I'm not letting you in, it means that I haven't finished with the previous person. Okay. Please do not join before that. So I don't want to have the situation where somebody has an exam in half an hour and they join anyway, because then I'll have a couple of people waiting in the Zoom waiting room and I'll have to look up who's who, for the next slot. Okay. So 5 minutes before your allocated exam time starts, join and stay in the waiting room and wait for me to actually let you in. You must make sure your microphone and camera work well. You can join using your mobile phone if you like. Your camera must be on so that I can see you. Because it's an exam, it's exam conditions. So I need to know that ideally you're alone, wherever you are, okay? And there's nobody else whispering stuff and answers to your ear. Okay, I understand it's quite superficial, but it has to be that way. I have to be able to invigilate you. I have to be able to see you while you're actually talking to me. Plus, I really hate talking to a square box in Zoom with just your name. Okay. Each meeting will be recorded for moderation purposes, and then I'll put you all on YouTube and make fun of you. No. And then the questions you will be asked will be the following. How did you measure the traffic you used, and why did you do it in that specific way? So this will be all about capturing the data, capturing the traffic that you actually used in your simulation. So which game you chose to play, how did you capture the traffic, how long did you play the game for, and how did you filter the traffic, and so on. The second question will be, how did you configure that traffic in OpNet? So that's what I would like you to talk to me about, the application and profile configuration utility blocks in OpNet. So exactly how you simulated that game traffic into OpNet itself. So what settings did you change? Did you use any particular conventions when you were importing the traffic into OpNet, and so on? The third question is, how did you build your network, and why did you choose this specific design? So this is a little bit about network design. I want you to tell me that, yes, the The requirement was that we have 5 cities and we have 50 players in total in those 5 cities. So I chose the 5 cities to be in the UK. I created the star topology. I connected everybody together. I put the server in one specific city and so on and so forth. So you can go in as much detail about this as you like, and you can explain why you used specific links. Why did you choose Ethernet to connect, for example, all of the nodes inside the subnets, but you used slip links to connect all of the main routers, the backbone routers between them throughout the network and so on. And then finally, how did you configure QoS in your simulation and what effect did this have on your traffic? So this is the story of how you actually configured QoS. So which type of QoS you chose to use, why you chose to use that type. Okay, and what result did that actually have with your simulation? So you can tell me that, you know, the result was that the traffic with QoS was exactly the same as the baseline traffic on the first scenario, or I didn't manage to get it to work as well, but I got the traffic down to half, or anything like that. It's fine. Okay, I just want you to know from that answer, I want to know whether you understand what QoS is supposed to be doing and what actually happened in your exam. In your coursework, if it actually worked as it should have or it didn't. Okay. Now, because you know the questions in advance, I expect you not to be reading answers from anywhere. So you need to be looking at me, the camera, yes, during the meeting. And okay. And don't forget that I can ask additional expanding sub-questions for more detail about the question I just asked. So, if you revise or you prepare about this with somebody else, it's totally fine. Okay, I don't mind. However, I want the answers that you give to me to be yours. And most importantly, I want you to understand those answers. It is a live interrogation. It's an exam, it's an interview. Okay, if I get the feeling that you are not confident in what you're telling me, I will ask more questions. So there's 2 scenarios, two chances where I will ask more questions. I'm either asking more questions because you're telling me everything very well, and I want to push you as close as possible to 100%. So I want to see if you not only know everything very well, but if you're capable of answering deeper, more meaningful, and more intense questions as well. So that will give you a chance to get a higher A. Okay, so I will push you to get so that you can get as more marks out of this as possible. Or it will be the other scenario that you're telling me something that I understand is not right. Okay. And I'm trying to figure out if you know what you're talking about or not. Okay. So I will grill you a little bit more to see if you know what you're talking about and to see if what you're actually telling me are your own thoughts and knowledge and experience for the coursework. All right. Generally, this doesn't last too long. Okay. On average, it's about 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes maximum. Unless somebody starts telling me the story of their life, then it's, you know, I've had students like that in the past. They start talking and just last for like 10, 15 minutes. It's fine. I have the 15-minute appointment slots so that I can write down your marks and do my paperwork as well at the end of its interview. Okay. I generally am not, during this thing, I try to be as casual and calm and chilled and relaxed as possible to get you to be like that as well. Okay, so I'm not going to let you join the room and be like this. So tell me, what did you do today? Yes? So, and you don't need to panic as well. It's not that I'm not going to ask you something that you don't know and insist on it to try and make you look bad. Okay, I want to do this. So the reason for doing this is to better understand how you actually got on with the unit and with the coursework as well. And of course, the biggest benefit of this all is that the exam is not about some theoretical knowledge gained from the unit. So I will not start randomly asking questions about the theory of what we've done. Everything that you will be asked will have to pertain to those 4 topics, to those 4 questions that I have here. Okay, and they will be about your coursework. So if you've done your coursework, then you have nothing to worry about. even if you try to do the coursework and it didn't work in the end, okay, so QoS was unsuccessful, you didn't manage to get it to perform as you wanted to, and so on, by writing everything about it in the report, in the coursework, and by coming to the exam and showing me that, yes, you tried, and maybe you didn't understand exactly how everything should have worked, or you didn't understand exactly how the coursework, how the technology works, and so on, you can still get enough marks to pass the unit. Okay, literally, the only way you can fail this unit is to not show up. Honestly. Even the marking scheme for the coursework has 20 marks in it just for presentation. Yes, I give you a mark for spacing, a mark for using the correct font, a mark for setting justified on the text. It's ridiculous, really. Okay, so you really have to try to fail this unit. Okay, do your best in the coursework, come to the exam, don't skip out on it because you're afraid that I might grill you too much and make a fool out of you or whatever else you could possibly think. Okay, and it's really hard to fail the unit, honestly. Okay, I want you to pass. I want you to get a degree from here. Okay, good. I'll stop the recording.